Now then, and welcome to another video. So, I thought I'd do a bit of an update on my High Elf project, which it's kind of become. So, a week or so ago, I did a quick video on my my old Warhammer books and things like that. And I've dug out my old High Elf army, and looking through the book, I'll quickly go through how you put armies together in this old Warhammer. So you have different categories of troops. So you have core units, okay, which are the most common types of troops, special units and rare units. And depending on the point level, depends on how many of these different types of units you can take, just to kind of reduce the spam level, I suppose. So to stop people taking just Dragon Knights and things like that. Choosing characters is pretty much the same, so if it's less than 2,000 points you can only have 3 characters, you can't have any lords, you can only have 3 heroes, things like that. So that's basically how you kind of the restrictions that are placed on you when you're building your army. So first thing I'm going to look at is lords. So because my army actually worked out the other day, it comes to well over 4,000 points worth of High Elves using these rules. So the first lord I'd really go for is either a prince or an archmage. I can never say that. Archmage. So you can either take the kind of stock ones there, which work out a lot cheaper, or in the back of the book there's some special characters. So where is he? So the first one being Tyrion, the defender of Ulthuan, who's mega expensive. He's like nearly 600 points or 585 points, just for one model. So if you're playing a 2,000 point game, it's not really worth taking him, because he takes up a quarter of your army, or over a quarter of your army by himself. And then he's hard as nails, as you can imagine. And then you got his twin brother, Teclis, the High Lord Master of the White Tower. Again, really expensive. He's even more, 630 points just for this one wizard. So only in the really largest of games would I consider taking these guys. So I'd go for where are we? One of the lords, or maybe 2 of them, depending on the size of the game. But I'm going to use the Tyrion and the Teclis models for my 2 lords. I won't go through the points and all that sort of stuff at the minute, because I'm not quite sure myself. So the first one then I've dug out is Tyrion. So this is a really old model, from the early 90s, I believe. They did bring out an updated version of it, but this is the one that I painted up back in the early 90s. Yeah, I think he's stood the test of time quite well, actually. He's not too bad. The white and stuff could have been a bit smoother, but you know, it's a long time ago I painted this guy. The only work I had to do on him, really, once I dug him out of the box, he was in pretty good nick. It was just the top of his helmet and all his decoration here was all chipped, so I had to quickly repaint that. Again, the top of the horse's head and a bit of the sword at the top there was all the paint was chipped off, because it is a metal model. But I repaired that, gave it a coat of varnish, and redid his base. So I'm moving away from the old classic green bases. I think it looks a little bit better like that. So yeah, there's Prince Tyrion. Probably just use him as a lord, a high elf prince of some kind. Unless it's a massive game, then he can be Tyrion himself. So yeah, there's him. Put him there. And then we've got his twin brother, Teclis. Is it Tessilis or Teclis? I think it's Teclis. 1 or 2. Yeah, so there he is anyway. Again, painted around the same time, and he really was in good nick. The only bit I had to repaint was just on the tip of his sword, was chipped off. It looks like it's chipped off again, look. I might just leave it. Yeah, just gave him a coat of varnish, fixed the end of his sword, redid his base. So here he is. Again, really old metal model from the early 90s. Yes. I think he looks alright, to be honest. He's very of his time, isn't he? He's very, like, these really strong primary colours and things that we used to use back then. But yeah, I think he looks pretty cool still. So there he is. So that's Tyrion and Teclis. Now, the next thing you go for is, look in the book, is heroes. So you can have lords and then you have heroes. So for heroes you can have like a commander or a mage, which are just additional characters that you can add to your army. You can have them either as independent characters or you can stick them in units to give them a bit of a buff. So the first one I've gone for is a commander on foot, which is this guy. He was kind of part of my White Lions, but because he had a spear, it didn't really fit. But there is a magical, not magical, an honour that you can give to him that means he's, in fact I'll find it because I can't remember. 2 seconds. Yeah, sorry about that. So it's this one here. So the High Elf Honours, you can give your characters honours basically, and it gives them buffs in combat and things like that, or special rules. So there's one there called the Lion Guard. Give this to one of your characters, and it makes any unit he leads, makes it stubborn, and it makes the White Lions, instead of being special, they become a special choice instead of rare, which is quite handy. Yeah, so that's that. So there he is. Again, painted around the same time, early mid-90s-ish, I can't remember exactly when, but that's in there. Using good nick, didn't have to repaint anything on him apart from his base. Yeah, alright, does the job. So that's him. Foot commander. Next one then is a mage. That's this guy. Yeah, I painted this one slightly later. Might have been around 2000, or maybe a bit before then. Actually, I can't remember. It looks like a slightly more modern figure to me. Not sure. Still fairly old though. Yes, there's him. Not bad. So there's a mage. And then this one. This is a really old figure. This guy I had for years and years. Before I even painted him up, he was in my bits box for years. I think it's an old wood elf from late 80s possibly. Yeah, so painted him up and added him as another mage to my High Elf army. Again, he was in good nick. Didn't have to repaint anything on him. Just his base. Yeah, that's him there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool figure actually. Yeah, so there's my progress so far on my High Elves. I've got so many to fix and sort out. It's quite disheartening at the minute. I open the box and it's just full of all my stuff so smashed and stuff, especially the rank and file and my cavalry especially are all in bits, so it's going to take me a little while to get them all fixed. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and I will update you soon. Okay, bye bye.